Hey guys, it's a lot of life with Joel, and today I thought I would give an update on my insulin pump drama, I guess pump slash CGM. Started back in July 6th, had a meeting with the pump specialist, and we thought, that it would be great to go with a pump and a continuous glucose monitor. So we got the ball rolling at that point. Well, actually, I had my initial appointment with my endocrinologist. My very first appointment ever was on June 7th, but it took about a month. I was on vacation to get in with the pump specialist. So finally, I got in, and then after talking with her, we decided to go with the Tandem T-Slim G4 insulin pump because it's got the CGM integration right in the pump. I didn't necessarily want to have the receiver or have it go to my phone. I liked having it right there. So if I say went for a run, I wouldn't have to have a secondary device. I would already have the pump on me. So anyway, that was kind of the thought process. So she started the ball rolling, submitted all my information to Tandem. Unfortunately, and she said it would take about 4 to 6 weeks before I would be wearing a pump. Well, it's already been 6 weeks, and needless to say, there's been a lot of issues that have happened. So we lost a week right off the bat when she actually, I actually have multiple insurances. I've got one for vision, I've got one for medical, and I've got one for dental. Well, she apparently sent the Tandem, the company that makes the T-Slim G4 insulin pump, she sent them my vision insurance. So they spent a week trying to process it, trying to figure out what was going on. Obviously, it didn't work. Actually they called me because I had faxed them my medical insurance card, and they said, well, how come you're sending us this other insurance card that's different from the one we got before? And I'm like, well, because that's my medical insurance. So anyway, we lost a week there. Finally, I got it rectified, and everybody was on the same page. They actually had my right medical insurance. So then the pump specialist had to then send all the documents to the correct insurance company this time. So we lost a week to begin with, but then the only way that she could send it to them because of HIPAA rules, I guess, for privacy and security for medical records, is she had to fax it to them. And so it's like 30-something pages worth of documents. It took her I think 4 attempts over the course of the next week to actually get the whole thing to send. So right there, I'm out like another week. So there's 2 weeks lost. And then it took another 2-3 weeks for the insurance to actually process the claims for the pump and for the CGM. Well, I found out last Thursday that they approved the pump, but they hadn't made a determination on the CGM yet. So then Friday I called again, last Friday, and they told me that the CGM was denied, which I thought was odd because I think we were trying to get the T-Slim G4 with the CGM integration, and so they approved the pump that has the integration, but they didn't approve a CGM. And it wasn't until this week, yesterday, that I got a letter telling me exactly why I didn't qualify. And apparently my insurance won't approve a CGM unless you've had a severe low below 50, so in the 40s or lower, which is kind of ridiculous. I've had several lows recently. A few weeks ago, my lowest one was a 51. Now, the lowest one we sent them was a 55. But so I'm going to work on appealing that process. But I talked to the pump specialist today, my diabetes educator / nurse, and she said, well, let's go ahead and order the pump, and then we'll work on, the appeal of the CGM, and we'll get, hopefully that'll be successful, and we'll get that later. So here we're like 6 weeks in, and I haven't even ordered the pump yet. So after my conversation with her, I called the medical supply company that my insurance goes through, that actually supplies the equipment, and they, of course, the person I had to deal with wasn't in the office, so I didn't order it. So I was kind of bummed because I wanted to get it ordered right away because I've already got my my insulin pump training appointment set up. So I kind of need to get the ball rolling to get the order process so I can get it to me to have it for the training in a few weeks. Well, funny thing is I went on Tandem's website tonight, and it turns out they're coming out with a new pump within the next few months, or at least by the end of the year. And that is going to have CGM integration also, but instead of Dexcom's G4, it's going to be using Dexcom's G5, and it's going to be two-way Bluetooth, unlike the current G4, which I believe is not Bluetooth, it's some other technology. And the G4, if you go to Dexcom's website, they don't even list it anymore. It's not even a product. So clearly the G5 is the way they're going. Now the integration, according to Tandem, between the G5 and their new X2 pump won't be till maybe mid next year before the G5 CGM comes out that has the integration or something. But that is obviously the future. And so if that's the case, then I believe it still would eliminate a third. So that would be directly from the G5 to the pump, I believe, which would thus eliminate a third device needed to receive the signal. But you can use one if you want, which is good. I mean, that was the whole point of me getting the G4, was that I didn't want a third device necessary. But the catch is, well, so they have an upgrade program, which is great. So if you've got, if you're a current Tandem user and have the T-Slim or the G4, they've got upgrade options to go to the new pump, because I think they want to get everybody on this new one because it's kind of the wave of the future. Well, the thing is, I was going to order the G4. Well, if you order the G4, they won't just do a straight free upgrade for you. You have to pay $800 to swap it out directly for the X2, or $400, and you got to ship it off to them, and they'll retrofit it and ship it back to you. But if I get the T-Slim regular that doesn't have the Dexcom integration, and I order it and I do the swap by the end of the year, it's just free. It doesn't cost anything. So, and then it'll have all the new integration with the G5 CGM. The Dexcom G5, so it'll have the integration there. So it's kind of like, good thing I haven't ordered the G4 yet, because it sounds like now maybe ordering the regular T-Slim is the way to go, because that'll save me $400 to $800 by the end of the year in order to get the free upgrade. I still would need to get the CGM approved, but now maybe resubmitting is fine, because then I'd want the G5. I'm really not sure of all the details, and so I really need to hear back from I sent an email to my pump specialist, but anyway, it's just kind of an ongoing saga. I had to wait a month to get the appointment originally, and then we had a setback because of because the wrong insurance was sent, and then we had the setback because the fax machine the faxes weren't going through for a week, and then when I found out that the CGM was denied, and then I couldn't get a hold of pump specialist because she was at a conference out of town for like several days. And now that we've decided to order it, I couldn't get a hold of the company to order it, and then I find out that maybe I should get a different one to save some money. So it seemed like, God, it was just frustrating. I had all these like hurdles, things kept coming up, but it seems like now it's actually maybe a benefit, because had I ordered a week ago or 2 weeks ago, maybe this X2, the new T-Slim pump information wasn't on their website at that time. Possibly, I don't know. But I'm just saying that, maybe all these delays were actually for a reason, and it actually works out in my favor, because then I would get the T-Slim and then get a free upgrade to the X2 and end up saving a boatload of cash. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to get a hold of the diabetes pump specialist that I've been working with at my local clinic to see what she thinks, because she told me that the insurance approved a specific device. Well, if I want to change the device to the regular T-Slim at the last minute, then that might be an issue. And also, if I'm changing it to T-Slim and my appeal is for is for the G4. Well, you know, my original Dexcom G4 was denied, but now if I got the regular t:slim, then I would have to get the G5 because the regular t:slim doesn't have the integration. And so anyway, it's kind of a saga. I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to play out yet, but I just thought I would hop on and kind of give an update as to where we're at and all the different things that have been going on. But I'm still looking to get a pump, hopefully soon. And maybe I'll be able to swap out to this new X2 for free. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. Talk to you later. Bye.